she started going crazy with me, and we started, pushing around, and that's when she grabbed my arm and bit the hell out of me, and then swept me back, and I put my head against the wall, and that's when I got up and hit her.
This is 33-year-old Robert Early telling a chilling story of an otherwise enjoyable night out with his girlfriend on March 1st, 2014, and how it soon ended in a nightmare. He claimed an imposter had savagely attacked his girlfriend, 30-year-old Emily Lambert, just after they left the Stevens bar in Carlsbad, New Mexico. However, these claims are far from the truth.
Okay, not look like there was blood, Robert.
Look, he hit her across the face, man. I looked at her mouth, and her mouth was swollen right off the bat.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why haven't you brought anything up like this before?
I figured she'd be back.
Robert's story about Emily's disappearance sounds like a sloppy, last-minute cover-up. Something was clearly lurking behind the husband's failing facade, and when he took the polygraph test, the truth that surfaced revealed a horror story that no one expected.
Retest that we took, and you didn't pass.
How?
Emily Lambert, a 30-year-old elementary school teacher from Garland, Texas, had embarked on a weekend trip with her boyfriend, 33-year-old Robert Early, to Carlsbad, New Mexico. Wanting to enjoy a relaxing weekend away from the noise of the classroom, there was little regret in her mind. On March 2nd, 2014, police discovered Emily's lifeless body. She was half naked, covered in bruises, and left out in the cold. The way the detectives found the murder scene and the cruelty they stumbled upon was nothing short of inhumane. The evidence painted a grim picture of foul play, and detectives were yet to uncover the reality. But this weekend soon turned for the worse before it even began, when the day after they arrived in Carlsbad, Robert called 911 and reported that Emily was missing.
Carlsbad 911, what is your emergency?
Yes, my girlfriend left last night. We were at the Stevens bar and staying in the hotel there, and she hasn't made it back to the hotel. I don't know where she went. She was talking about leaving with some other guy, and she hasn't made it back.
Okay, and where are you at?
The Stevens Inn.
What room?
402.
What is your name?
It's Robert Early. I've been pacing since 5:30 this morning.
As per the initial report, Emily and Robert had a fight after another man flirted with her at a bar. He stated that Emily had left the bar alone, and that was the last time he'd seen her. But when the detectives began to investigate, they found Robert's statement did not match the CCTV footage. On March 2nd, 2014, they brought Robert in for interrogation to find out why he was lying about the missing Emily all along. What happened between them on the trip that he was trying to hide desperately.
We headed to Route 21.
Okay. Why did you decide to go to Route 21?
Because Emily wanted something to wear, and I wanted to get. I had button-up shirts and stuff, but I was like, if I see a cool shirt, I'm gonna get one. And she said on the way there, she's like, well, I like you in teal, and I like you in blue. I was like, okay, well, if we see anything like that, then we'll pick out something. And we pulled in there, and it looked like almost every store was closed by the time we got there. It was dark. And we went into Route 21. She looked around. She was wanting a dress originally, but she didn't see any dresses she liked.
So you didn't buy anything there?
No, she would. She got a cute little dress she seen that had this kind of looked like makeshift cups kind of on it, And it was white and black, went down, and from here down it was see-through. So while I was waiting in the line, she was searching for pants, some sort of panties to cover it up, because the ones that she had brought were more sexy, and she ended up getting a black pair that said "bad" on the back. We purchased our things, left, got in the car, back to the hotel. No, I think I got a grape and an orange crush drink to mix with the vodka. We pulled into the Stevens. We made a mixed drink. While we started getting ready, we went to Trinity's. She got wine. I had Blue Moon.
So just you and her went to Trinity's?
Yes.
Okay.
I have several pictures from Trinity's.
Why did you take pictures at Trinity's?
Because we always take pictures of each other you know. She was being goofy and said something about, you like to take a lot of pictures. She's got some insecurities and stuff, and she was like, why do you like to take so many pictures of me? Always wanting to know, do you love me? She's one of those girls. And so I was like, really, she just started clicking away. I think I took like 6 or 7 pictures. And
so she was asking you why you take pictures of her.
So much. She was like, you really just like...
Is that what she asked you?
Mm-hmm. She was like, why are you taking so many pictures? And I was like, because I think you look sexy.
And then what happened?
Then we came back to the Stevens, made another drink, killed half of it. I killed half of it, she killed half of it. And then we walked over to the Stevens bar.
Okay. About what time was that?
8-ish.
8-ish?
Something like that. I know I had some Miller Lights. I think I had a vodka OJ. I had a couple of Vegas bombs. Emily came up with her own drink called the Texas, which is 1,800 and something else dressed. David had bought us 3 or 4, 5 rounds pretty quickly.
This is Robert's account of the events from Saturday onwards. Up to this point, his story has seemed flawless, with every detail appearing to align. But as he begins to describe what happened at the bar, the narrative takes a dark turn. The real story is about to unravel, and the inconsistencies will become impossible to ignore.
Then I think Emily got a round of shots. I'm not sure if we actually had a round of shots on the tab. I didn't close my tab out that night. Gabe beat me in the first game of pool we played. I played some more. Emily had gone to the bathroom a couple of times and told me that every time she went to the bathroom, she was getting hit on. I really think nothing of it because she gets hit on everywhere she goes. It's the 3rd time she came back, or the time she had this. She was like, this guy over here said, if you don't want to take care of me, or you don't take care of me right, he'll take me home. And I was like, it really kind of hurt my feelings after the whole day and everything. And I tried to have a speech with her, letting her know, we're going to a roughneck bar. We're going to an oil field town. This isn't Fort Worth. This, it's a different place, different kind of people. You're going to get hit on a lot. Most of these guys either single, wives at home, or they've been out here a long time. They're horny, and you're a good-looking girl.
So did it make you mad?
I mean, I was playing pool. Really, I really didn't think too much on it. And then when she said it the 2nd or the 3rd time she came back from the bathroom, I was like, if that's what you want, Emily, you want to go off with some stranger that you don't even know, go ahead. I was like, nobody said that you had to be with me, and she's like, I'm leaving. I figured, whatever, you're just going to go and, smoke a blunt in the car, calm down, come back and apologize.
What changed throughout the day?
I think the alcohol. I mean, it just...
For you or for her?
For her. I mean, she just all of a sudden just was trying to make me jealous.
It's hard to conclude whether Emily was trying to make Robert jealous or enjoying the sudden attention. However, one thing is for sure, that Robert was not happy with the situation, and the outcome of his jealousy was something no one could have ever imagined.
And talking about other guys talking to her and hitting on her, and I didn't
play pool with you, and
she did play a couple games. I forgot about that because I had to stand behind her because her dress was so revealing. I had to stand behind her to keep from showing her panties. And we danced. I forgot we danced a couple times, and we were having a great time. And then she started getting hit on once it started getting crowded, and she started saying little sly comments, like trying to either get a reaction or me. Like, oh baby, she likes to hear that. Make her feel good. No, be with me, this and that. You don't want to be with any other guy. And normally I would, but I was just like, if that's what you want, go ahead. Emily likes to get hit on. She likes attention. She loves it.
Did she say anything when she left?
I can't remember exact words, but it was something like, I'm leaving, or I'm leaving.
What was your response?
I was like, all right, whatever, leave.
Did you leave the bar?
Yeah, because I was afraid that she would get drunk She was knowing that she was drunk and would load her stuff up and attempt to drive back to Fort Worth.
So did you followed her out of the bar?
No. I never seen her when I left. I must have unlocked the door. She wasn't in the room, and that's how I locked myself out. I walked back to the bar and told Gabe that she actually left, and he was like, "What? I can't believe she actually left you." And then I must have went back to the room and I couldn't get in. And then I had to go get the room key. And then I went back to the room, got myself in, noticed that her phone and everything was still in there. I called her. I looked through my phone. I thought I called her 4 times. I started pacing around, so I walked outside. I locked myself out, and then I went and got another room card, because I remember the lady, I specifically remember the lady at the front desk telling me that she wouldn't give me another room card if I slammed the door.
According to the CCTV footage collected from the hotel reception, Robert was indeed there to collect the room card. His statement perfectly matches the CCTV footage, but there was still something wrong. Something important is going to catch the detective's attention soon.
I went back to the hotel room. I was pretty pissed off, and she still hadn't come back. I remember kicking her car.
Where did you kick her car?
Just on the driver's side. I was like, man, where's she at? I thought she left with somebody. I couldn't believe at that point in time, I was like, I cannot believe that she would leave with somebody after the great vacation day and everything we had. She talks about smoking all the time to everybody. It's like her every day, all day. I mean, she has to stay stoned. That's the way she copes with all her issues in life. Yeah, I got to the room. She didn't have a room key or nothing, She didn't have anything on her. I had her ID. I mean, we had my phone. Everything was left in the room.
So you went directly to the
I
room
lost
after
all the
leaving
story.
after leaving the bar?
Yes.
Did you see her anywhere?
I did not see her. That's why I'm pretty sure I came back to the bar. Now that I'm remembering, I think I came back to the bar and told Gabe she's actually gone. She actually left.
So before, I don't want to skip anything. So you left the bar and you said you went back to room 402. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Why did you leave the door cracked?
Because I knew she didn't have a key. And I didn't know if she was going to be able to get one from the front desk. And
Well, if you were in the room, I mean,
she could have knocked on it. She could have.
Typically people knock on the door.
Yeah, I mean, she could have knocked on it, but I know I left it cracked for a little while. I know I did. That's the only thing in my mind, because I was pretty drunk and I know I went to sleep. But it's the only way I can think that I would actually let that wiener dog get out.
Robert is visibly mad, calling Emily a wiener dog. But unknowingly, his choice of words when describing Emily also reveals something darker, his disturbing narcissistic nature. And this is something that doesn't go unnoticed by the detectives. At the same time, his statement about locking himself out, then using the room card, and again leaving the door cracked for Emily doesn't fit right. And by the looks of it, it seems that the detective is also suspicious of whether Robert actually locked himself out or just pretended to be.
Because in the morning, when I searched around for the wiener dog, I was like, oh my God, it's gone. I remember I was going to go look for her. I was like, I wonder if she's walking around here. So I hopped in my mom's car, drove around. I went down Canal, turned to look. I'm looking on the side of the road, just seeing if I see her anywhere. Then I started realizing, I can't get another DWI. And I don't think I bought any cigarettes. I don't think I bought anything. I turned back around, went to the hotel room, and went back inside the room and went to sleep.
And you were in the Elantra?
The Hyundai.
The Hyundai Elantra?
Yes. I fell asleep waiting on her on the bed. I remember I woke up fully clothed.
Did you look around the hotel at all for her, or did you go back to the bar to see if maybe she was there, or?
I don't know if I'd walk over to my boss's room. No. I mean, I figured she had to come back. I mean, all of her stuff was there. There's no way that she wouldn't be back. And by the
She
time
had left all her stuff in the room?
yeah, she was wearing a dress with no pockets and heels.
Did she have a purse?
Her purse was left in the Febreze from dinner.
Did she have anything on her person?
Nope. I had her ID.
You had her ID.
She gave it to me. I put it in my wallet. I had the debit card and my
Her
ID.
debit card?
Yeah, and I had a room key. I remember that. I had a room key when I went into the bar because you have to show them the room key to get in for free.
You didn't see her at all after she left the bar?
After she left the bar, I did not see her again. I still have not seen her. So I've been telling everybody. I mean, I laid there for a little bit on the bed and then went and passed out, and I woke up in the morning early.
Did you call anybody?
Didn't call anybody till the morning. And I called my mom. I think it was the first calls I made a couple times, telling her Emily actually left with somebody last night and still hadn't come home. I got pissed off and told my mom, I was like, I'm coming home. That's why I told Gabe that I was gonna get all my stuff, I was going home. I was gonna pack all my stuff out of her house and move it back to my mom's. My mom was like, no, you need to make sure that she's okay. Make sure she didn't go with anybody. She could be in danger. You need to turn your back and go home, back to the room. Don't lose your job. Don't miss a day of pay. So I turned back around, back to the room. Then I called Donovan, Emily's ex, and I got in her phone to get his number and asked him if this is normal behavior from Emily. And he told me, I'm thinking, for sure he's, kind of laughed about it. I was like, man, bro, I tell you the amount of times that she's disappeared on me. He told me about a time in Vegas and some other stuff. So, I told him, I was like, well, what do I do? He was like, wait around until 10 or so. I talked to my mom and dad some more. And then Emily's parents started calling. Her mom called twice.
Why did her mom call?
She was supposed to be, they're close, they talk, and she was supposed to be leaving. She was leaving in the morning.
So she called your phone or her phone?
No, her phone. And then I got the number off Emily's phone. I called her mom and she didn't answer. They were in church. I texted her and said, hey, this is Robert, will you please call me? And then I even tried to call her once from Emily's phone. And she didn't answer, and she eventually called me back.
Robert's apparent concern for Emily is visible. However, at the same time, he sounds confident that Emily is just missing and will come back any time. In fact, he came back to the hotel only because his mother requested it. He even spoke with Emily's ex-husband, Donovan Lambert, and her parents and told them that Emily was gone. Was he just trying to escape his responsibilities, or was he cunningly planting alibis by making those calls?
I even called my ex-wife at the time to let her know what was going on, how crazy this was. Me and Brittany get along good. We don't have, we really do. When I have barbecues and pool parties, I invite my ex-wife and her, man. I don't have any problem with her. A little bit later, he called me, and my dad told me not to file a police report or call the police or anything until about 1. He said, give it till about 1. If she's not back then, call the police. And then Emily's dad called me and told me, I was sometime around a little bit before noon. He was like, well, it's been approximately about 12 hours. You need to, this has become an emergency. You need to go ahead and call the police. So that's why I called 911. And then the officer showed up, I think, about 1. And then I gave him the missing persons report. And then I just started, contacting their friends to see if anybody had heard anything or knew anything, or if this was something normal that Emily does. Then I talked to her parents a couple more times. They told me to keep them posted, updated. When Williams was there, I pulled some of the last of my rig stuff that was in Emily's car and put it into the room. And then I took out my daughter's school bag and her coat and threw it in the room. And they told me to take everything. He told me to take everything out of there. So while I was going at the rig and she came back, she'd have to get a room key and call Carlsbad Police Station in order to get into the room. On the way there, I was literally just break down crying. I called Brittany and I just told her I just need a friend. I just need somebody to talk to. I can't believe this. She was like, oh, you guys are, so good. All you ever do is talk good about Emily. And I was like, I know. I just can't believe she would leave drunk and go with some other douche. I got to the rig. The guy seen how upset I was. And I told him I had a couple drinks because I just couldn't calm my nerves. And I was trying to calm down. And when I got there, they're like, you need to be in the hotel. You need to be staying here. You need to be there waiting on your girl. And they drove me back. I was pretty worn out about it. Didn't sleep much that night. I called some more people. Monday, I talked to Emily's parents. They said they're going to come down here. I talked to Donovan. After that, the detective showed up.
What do you think happened to Emily?
I don't know. I'm really starting to be getting worried. I think she got in the car with the wrong person and either in a bad situation somewhere or she's still with the wrong person. I don't know. I think she met somebody at the bar and left with them, and I have no clue what happened from there.
Robert is fluent while recalling past events. It almost sounds like he's rehearsed his words many times in his head. However, his take is not without its holes, and the detectives are quick to catch on to them. And with that, they ask Robert to take a polygraph test to reveal the grim truth once and for all.
There are certain parts about your story that don't make a lot of sense.
I understand that.
And that's one of the reasons why we'll do a polygraph today. Have you ever taken a polygraph examination before?
It was a long time ago.
What for?
My ex-fiancée thought I was cheating on her through a U.S. Marshal. And I wasn't cheating on her. I passed.
Through a U.S. Marshal?
He was a retired U.S. Marshal.
Oh, okay. But
we paid for it. It was in Dallas.
so I hired him to do a polygraph exam. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and then when we come back in, I'll go over the questions that are going to be on the polygraph.
Okay.
And then we'll begin the polygraph.
Okay.
Whenever there is a threat to your self-preservation or your general well-being, your autonomic nervous system responds. And it responds by changing your heart rate, your breathing rate, and your sweat gland activity. Do you intend to answer truthfully all questions regarding the location of Emily Lambert?
Yes.
Okay. Emily Lambert is your girlfriend, the one that you were with Saturday night, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Do you know where Emily Lambert is located?
No.
Do you live in Texas?
Yes.
Do you know where Emily Lambert is located right now?
No.
Are the lights on in this room?
Yes.
Do you know the location of Emily Lambert today?
No.
The test is now complete. Please sit still. I'll release the pressure from the cuff in just a moment.
Appearing for a polygraph test, Robert looks calm and confident, but the test result is about to make him realize that he's in a much bigger mess than he initially anticipated, and no amount of playing the cool guy can get him out.
3 tests that we took, which was surrounding what we're here today for. The location of Emily, and you didn't pass.
How?
It was asked 3 separate ways, and you didn't do well on any of the tests. Anytime I asked you.
Yeah, I was nervous and I haven't slept.
Okay.
Robert,
there's an easy explanation to this, which means there's some information that you need to come forth with.
I don't have any other information.
Robert, do you realize I've been doing this a long time? I'm actually going to retire this year. I've been a detective for over 15 years, all over the state of New Mexico. Been doing polygraph for approximately 5 years.
I didn't lie on anything in the polygraph test. I don't know where Emily's at. I don't know where her location is. When she left the bar, she left. That's all I know.
Okay. Sergeant Rainey wants to talk to you, okay? You did not pass the polygraph. Wasn't even close.
You got anything in your pockets? Knives, guns, needles, anything that'll poke, stick, stab? No. Okay. Sure?
Yeah.
Alright, come on.
Without it being much of a surprise, Robert failed the polygraph test. The moment the detective tells him the result, Robert starts babbling, trying to weasel his way out when he's already trapped in a grave he dug himself. He continues to act innocent, but he can't defy the polygraph test result. Now he's about to face Detective Sanchez. All that's left is for his dark lies to be unmasked.
What's on your mind?
I'm just waiting to see what you say. I mean, you said you're going to show me.
I'm not going to show you anything.
You said you're going to tell me, or
I'll tell you, dude, hands down, there's enough evidence here.
what evidence do you have against me?
Why would I tell you that right now, Rob? Let me tell you how this is going to go, okay? I'm telling you, when this is over, whatever the outcome, it's over. I won't talk to you again. I won't want to hear from you. If I let you go and in 2 hours from then you say, oh, I probably should have told you, I'm not going to want to talk to you, okay? That'll be it. This is your one opportunity, the only one you're going to get, to help yourself out, to where when this all comes to a head, you don't look like the monster. Like I told you before, dude, I don't think you're a bad guy at all. I really don't. I kind of like you. You're actually a likable person.
A lot of people do.
I think the alcohol has played a big part in all this. I seriously think you need to quit drinking. I think there were some bad things that happened, and I think it was due to the alcohol. But that ball's in your court, okay? Not in mine. They're doing the search warrants on all the vehicles right now in the room, and I know there's nothing in your room. We already looked. I can tell you, dude, 16 years, last night was the hardest night I've ever had. Hands down. The hardest thing I've ever had to do is look 2 little girls in the eye that says, my mama's lost. Are you going to bring her home? But it still tears me up. Being a father, yeah, man, that wasn't easy to do. And it's still not easy. You're a father. You have a daughter. Staring that young of a kid in the face was, and still is, and probably will be for a long time to come, very difficult. Dude, it was heartbreaking. And I'm telling you, if the shoe was on the other foot, and your daughter they were bringing up here, you would want the same things done.
I've seen shows and different things, and I think maybe should I have a lawyer present right now?
Dude, that's up to you, Robert.
I mean,
You've been Mirandized just recently.
I'm telling you.
But I
You
thought that was
have
just
your own
a-
rights to do what you want to do.
I'm not going to give you that advice because I can't, okay? I can't. All I can tell you is this is the one chance you have to let that mom go home. I don't give it in what condition.
We need to bring
Those little
closure.
girls deserve that.
They deserve closure.
You know that. I know that.
I mean, all I've said is what I've said, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But there's more to it. And we know it.
The moment Robert realizes Detective Sanchez isn't buying his pitiful story, he quickly asks for a lawyer. It's a typical move of those guilty when they realize their act is falling apart. This just goes to show how ruthless he can become to defend himself when cornered. But Detective Sanchez is soon going to break him and make him spill the truth.
And that's why we have someone from a different agency come in and do those tests. Because it's unbiased. He has no dog in the fight.
We want closure for the little girls. We want closure for you. You know, sometimes crap happens. It's not your normal, not something you normal be involved or be around. But alcohol, sometimes drugs. I'm not saying you were doing drugs, but alcohol. We've all done stupid stuff, you know, or something we normally wouldn't do. Do you know where she's at?
I was certain.
Robert, hands
I have no
down.
clue. I was hammered.
I understand that.
You were hammered, but something happened, right? We know that.
I mean,
Something
we got an
happened.
argument and she left. And that, I mean, she left, and, you know, from the hotel, you know, I mean.
Then what?
I got in the car and tried to drive around and look for her. And
You found her.
no, I never did find her. I never did get to find her. I broke the door handle, I broke the mirror, you know, she's pissing. I don't know, whoever she left with, and I got in. That's the reason I ran back to the room. Or I locked myself out of the room, ran back to get the car, get in the car and go. That's why I just pulled out and went the way that I seen them pull out of the Stevens.
You knew she wasn't a vehicle.
I know she went in a vehicle.
What was the vehicle?
It was a thing. It had monster tires with Rockstar wheels on it, white, extended cab truck, and she was. I mean, it was the guy who she was talking to, whoever she was talking to.
Okay, so you're saying, you know, he left, or she left with someone.
I know she loves.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why haven't you brought anything up like this before? If you...
Yeah, I figured she'd be back.
Really? Because then, you know what? By not telling us something, that's more time that she's been gone. So that makes me think something different, Robert. That you know more than what you're saying even now.
Robert, your shoulders are pretty heavy, dude. Now you can cross your arms. Your shoulders are heavy. I'm telling you right now. They are. They have been since the moment we started talking to you. Those little girls don't deserve what you're doing. Your little girl does not deserve what you're doing. It's everyone that's around you that's going to suffer for the rest of their lives.
Detective Sanchez knew that alcohol played a major role in this unfortunate case. CCTV footage from the bar and hotel showed that Robert was heavily intoxicated that night. However, it was still unclear whether alcohol was the only factor or if there were more secrets yet to be uncovered.
When you have the key.
Why do y'all think I have a key?
You can open the
I don't
door.
know where everything is. I mean, like, I have no clue.
You do have a clue.
You know more than you're saying, because you just gave us more information. Whether it's true or not, I kind of think it's half. Okay? I'm not trying to be an ass to you, but we're dealing with life here, buddy. We're dealing with someone's life.
I know
We're
that.
not here to hammer on you. We're here to get the truth so we can possibly do something to help her. But we have a bad feeling anyways. Not any, I have a feeling she's deceased right now. Okay? This isn't our first time to deal with this. This is not the first time cases that we've dealt with many of these. We know how to read people. We know how people operate, how the mind works. Okay?
And you deal with one of two kinds of people. One, something that accident happened, or two, you deal with a monster.
And
I'm not a monster.
Huh?
I said, I'm not a monster.
You're not a monster.
No.
Convince me of that right now, because, dude, you coming forward with that right there and saying that, and you've been hiding it for 2 days, I have a problem with. And 12 people looking at that would have a problem with it. They wouldn't have a problem with an accident.
I have no doubt you love her. She was your world. But I think crap went wrong. Something you didn't mean to happen.
At all.
Went south. I don't doubt that there might have been another vehicle or something, but I think they had some assistance, but you were there when something happened.
I can count 6 people right off the top of my head that will be saved a lifetime of questions, a lifetime of wondering. The last one we worked like this, the kid committed because of the grief they shared.
Let's close this. Let's get some closure on this. Let us...
I'm going to smoke a cigarette.
Robert appears visibly overwhelmed by guilt, caught in a dilemma over whether to confess or not. Detective Sanchez, aware of his attachment to Emily's children, strategically brings them up during their questioning to create emotional pressure. It seems that their tactic is working as Robert becomes edgy and soon is about to shift his story as he begins to buckle under the pressure.
Start back when you're in the bar.
Same thing I said. Everything's right on until when we walk to the hotel, and she, as soon as we get close to the room, I see her sitting in her car and another dude pull up. I get pissed off. I was like, you gonna leave with him? So I busted off the mirror. And then I kicked the side of her door and yanked the handle off. And dude pulls up. Emily jumps out and gets in his ride. I have a room key. I run back and get the room key. Run back, get in. Now I got my mom's keys. I seen them pull out. I was just hauling. I figured, hey, you know what? They're probably, going that way. There ain't nowhere to go this way.
Which way did they go?
South?
When you went out?
I don't know the direction. Canal towards Walmart.
Okay.
Towards Walmart, south.
It was whitish, white truck, some big wheels, like I said.
Was it lifted?
It was lifted. And,
Chevy, Dodge, do you know?
man, dude, I was,
Light bar, anything distinguishing?
I think it had black Nerf rails on it, but I couldn't tell if it was just the step boards. I seen, as I'm coming up to where you would take a left to go to Loving or you go straight, I didn't see any lights really this way,
Okay.
and I seen the tail lights way up here.
Going towards Loving.
Going towards 11. So, I'm waiting at the light, I'm pretty too, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm far trying to stay, and then they cut off and go towards Jow,
Okay.
So,
On 31.
I'm 31. They're still quite a ways ahead of me. I go that way. As soon as, I'm trying to catch him, but I'm in a little Hyundai, and it's, and I'm drunk and I'm trying to swerve. He pulls up into some sort of looking like housing little area or something, like a house or something. I know where it's at
Okay.
because, I drove by it on the way to the rig when I went last night, and I was looking I was like, well, I don't see any lights or any cops, obviously she made it out of there, and, but when I pulled in that night, they had already pulled in and behind and then to the back. And by the time I get out, Emily barely had any clothes on, and I pull up, we start, beefing, and he comes running at me with a pipe, and she jumps in front, BAM!
Where'd he hit her?
Right in the head. And I was like, God, and he comes at me, I just got in the car and just burned out, I figured, what am I going to do now? I should have called the police right away.
Was he Hispanic?
Oh, no, it was like a big cowboy, white guy, cowboy hat.
Now, Robert has not only introduced a new character to his story, but also acted out how that other guy hit Emily. But what's strange is that he didn't even think of calling the police. He wasn't drunk enough to chase their car, but when it came to calling the police, his drunk brain couldn't make the decision. He called 911 almost 12 hours after the incident, and it was after Emily's parents requested him to do so.
And I left her there, and that's it's been eating at me because I didn't know what to say. I don't know what,
Did you cause that?
My criminal background,
That doesn't matter.
I'm on bond probation. I was drunk. I figured she'd come up and wound up in the hospital the next couple of days or something. And I wanted to be done.
Did she go down? Was she moving? What?
She went down, and she got back up. She started, talking, and he is pretty good, but Emily's a big girl. She's, from what I hear from her friends, she's real high-headed when she's drunk, and she can handle herself.
Where did he hit her? In the face or the?
Yeah, he was swinging at me and hit her. It looked like he hit her kind of right across the face. And, I heard her whimpering and stuff, and I burned out. I didn't know if he was going back to get a gun, if he was going to come back and shoot me for being there. The situation's about to turn, and I'm going to lose my life too. So I left. I should have just been honest and said everything from the start. I waited it out because I didn't know what else to do. I'd never been in this situation. I've seen movies and all the 48s and stuff. I'm guilt by association.
What were you doing out there? Trying to go get her, right?
Robert, you know what sucks?
That I didn't do anything that I could have.
That's the thing that sucks. Is you could have called. And, if anything's bad happened since then, that sucks.
It could have been out there Sunday.
Yeah. Could have been out there Saturday night.
Can you show us where that location is?
You show me where the house is?
Is it a crew cab?
Was she bleeding?
Looked like there was blood.
Okay, not looked like there was blood, Robert.
Look, he hit her across the face, man. I looked at her mouth, and her mouth was swollen right off the bat, and she was still feisty. And he was coming back at me.
What did he say?
Oh, he was cussing me up and down. You mother, you punk, my chick. You know, and as soon as he started coming at me with the bar because I pulled up, Emily jumped right in front, and he's swinging, and she just took the whole entire force, and it didn't hit me.
What did the pipe look like?
Silverish, with some sort of, look like that's a sort of like he made it like some sort of
Grip or something?
No, like, you know, like maybe one of those pipes that, like from a rig that would stand up like a sign would be on.
So was it all the same color all the way through? Any bends on it or just straight?
Just straight at the bottom. I know everybody's mad at me now.
Hey, you know, that the reason they will be is because you didn't step up and say something. But the positive is that you didn't do it. You went after to try to help her. Does he have a mustache or anything? Or
He had goatee.
a goatee? Was he wearing a black hat or a silver one or a straw?
Like the lighter colored.
Silver belly, yeah. Did he pull the pipe out of his truck? Or
Out of the back seat. He came around from the back seat with it.
And it was a crew cab?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I figured she'd already picked the car up and everything, and then after I made the missing persons report, and the reason I didn't come forward is because I'd already made that report, and I didn't divulge everything, and I figured that after
You figured that report we could find her.
Yeah, and then, or something, and then it started getting deeper into it, and then it was like, oh, well, I lied on this because I really knew, because I thought she'd be found, and then y'all showed up the next day, or then again, you know, and I was like, pacing, do I keep with the story, But, you know what I'm saying? You know, and more and more of me is just eating me up.
Oh, there's no way you can live with this.
I haven't been sleeping, I've been diarrheaing, and
Will drive you crazy.
Looking at this man's eyes when he's talking about the girls, those are my girls, man. I love those girls.
Robert explains why he didn't call 911, and it's so far-fetched that Detective Sanchez simply gets up and walks out of the room. Robert's excuses for hiding the truth are a calculated attempt to mislead the investigation, but the real question is, will his trick actually work? Investigators took Robert on a trip back to the scene where he claimed he had last seen Emily. At the time, detectives still held on to hope that Emily might be alive. While Robert stayed in the car, detectives searched the area. However, their hope quickly faded when the detective found a woman's wristwatch, and not long after, they made a heartbreaking discovery. From the state of the body, it was evident that Emily had suffered brutal injuries. Her face and head were swollen from severe trauma. Detectives found Emily's lifeless body thrown away in a field like trash. She was found wearing only a bra, her body marked with signs of violent blunt force to the head and rope-like impressions around her neck. But the horror didn't end there. Investigators also found severe lacerations, which indicated that her body had been dragged more than 500 feet to where it was discarded. After discovering Emily's body, detectives re-examined Robert's story, and like a house of cards, it quickly came tumbling down. He claimed a man in a white truck picked her up after their fight, but CCTV showed the truck passed 2 minutes later and had no connection to the argument. Surveillance also proved that every man left the bar within 30 minutes of Emily, making Robert's timeline impossible. The evidence was clear. No one picked her up, and she never left with another man. The time-stamped footage exposed Robert's lie, and the chilling truth was closing in. Detectives were now on the brink of uncovering what really happened to Emily that night. When the detectives went through Robert's and Emily's phones, they made another breakthrough. They found a voicemail on Emily's phone that was right after Robert left the reception area. From this, it's evident that it is Emily who locked herself inside the room, and Robert took the card from the reception to break in. With all evidence in hand, detectives confront Robert once more, and this time there is no escape.
I kicked it out of the door and knocked the eye hole off.
The room door?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she had showed back up yet. And I had to go back and get that second key. I'm not sure. I went straight in though, I remember that. I don't remember the exact part that I walked back into the bar and told Gabe that she had left. Because I think she pulled off again.
Okay.
And then came back and was like, I'm getting my I'm leaving. We're done, it's over, I'm leaving you, this and that. And I was like, really? And then she was wanting to drive. That's what started the whole altercation in the room. She wanted to drink and drive all the way back to Fort. I said, no, you're not leaving. Very stubborn. So she started fighting with me over it. I said, you're not leaving. You're going to sleep in that bed, I'll sleep in this bed. And she started going crazy with me. And we started, pushing around. And that's when she grabbed my arm and bit the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then swept me back. And I put my head against the wall. And that's when I got up and hit her. And then, I had already ripped off her mirror, her handle.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to get out. And I kicked us out of her car. And we got back to the room and we scoped around. I hit her and then I kicked her. A couple times. I just lost it.
Where did you kick her the first time?
I think in the mouth.
Okay.
Because I hit her in the side and kicked her in the mouth.
Okay. And then the second and third time you kicked her?
I don't think I kicked her in the body. I might have once. After I kicked her those 2 times, she was still okay. She got up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? I was pretty shocked. And came at me again. And that went from one side of the room to the other living room. And then I kicked her a couple more times. I was able to get her down. And she was crazy. I was tripping out. I didn't know what was going on, And then I kicked her again there.
Where'd you kick her that time?
I think in the face.
Okay.
Pretty much all headshots.
Okay.
For that I can remember.
Okay.
Robert finally admits to hitting Emily in the hotel room. His emotionless confession only reveals his psychopathic nature. Moreover, there's no sign of remorse as he talks about how he tortured Emily. With such a cold and unsettling manner of retelling, the detectives could only wonder what he would reveal next.
And I started freaking out. I'm like, oh, and she was just laying there, like, breathing, like a weird breath. And
Like she was knocked out?
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm not blind, oh my God. And I just put her in the car and drove out there, and then we scoped again behind that guy's house. She came to, and then as she was coming at me, I grabbed that freaking air pump that was, she had everything because she had drove down there, the air pump, and like my other hard hat and stuff was in the front seat. Bunch of just miscellaneous, And I grabbed that and whacked her with it, and I whacked her with it a couple times. I remember hitting her a couple more times and then leaving. I was so worried and so upset and stuff. I remember in the morning I couldn't believe it, and I drove like back out there, to see if she was okay or moving or anything. She wasn't. I was freaked out. I didn't know what to do. And I was like crying all the way back, like, oh my God,
what happened?
Yeah. What did I do?
How did you drag her back there, brother? I know it's probably a thing to think about, but did you grab her and drag her back, or did you wrap her with something and drag her back?
I wrapped her with something.
What did you wrap her with?
Rope.
A rope? Did you try to run her neck?
It was just a quick, like a slip, and then just threw it around the passenger door and shut the door. I was freaked out. It was like this. I wouldn't even, probably wouldn't even back there for a whole total of 15, 20 minutes, but bam, and then out of there, and then I back to the hotel room, took a shower, and was freaked out, and then all of a sudden I was able to lay down and pass out.
Robert didn't just hit Emily, he strangled her with a rope. But the horrors didn't stop there. He then proceeded to tie her body to his car and dragged her in a twisted version of Achilles dragging the body of Hector. The truth was far darker than anyone could have imagined. When the detectives first discovered Emily's body, they could sense the unspeakable cruelty she'd endured. Now they know that the monster responsible for her death is sitting right in front of them.
I mean, I was annihilated, and I was worn out, and at that point in time, I was just like, I woke up in the morning, I had seen the robe, the mirror was on the ground outside, the handle was in the room, and I was panicked and freaked out, and then cleaned up, and then went straight to go see her. I mean, there was really no blood in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
And that's what they're going to want to hear is, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I ruined the best girl of my life. I'm sorry for her kids. I'm sorry for my kid.
You truly are sorry, Robert?
God, it's so bad, dude. You don't even know how bad.
I know.
I mean, I was able to cry a lot, the first couple of days, and then I just got to the point where it was just weighing on me. I couldn't breathe. I just cigarette after cigarette after cigarette. And I drank. I had to do something to even be able to lay down and sit like that, because I'm trying to live this lie thinking it was going to go away.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to go away. I kept on thinking maybe I can make it right with God somehow. And just never do anything bad again, and be there for my daughter, and it'll be okay.
In a sense, you've at least started that to make it right by telling the truth,
And I'm so scared to go to jail, dude. I've never been to big jail.
I hear you. And I'm not going to sit here and say I understand, because I've never been to jail, but,
Man, I was freaked out, and then that all was from I was still drunk, probably, 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
On when I woke up and I see the dress on the ground and all stuff. I was like, oh my God.
On the ground where?
In the room.
Oh, okay.
She didn't have it, and I was like, oh my God. And then the worst thing was, my best friend was gone. My best friend was gone. Her.
Oh, okay.
Where's
the rope at?
You want to go for a ride? Go smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, we'll go for a ride and we'll check it out.
They're going to put me somewhere with a bunch of hardcore murderers that don't give a Man, I really wish I was in Texas. Not really, actually. How are y'all's laws?
Man, I've been doing detective work for a little while, but I'm more familiar with the dope laws.
As far as this thing like this, what they get?
Mm-hmm. This kind of stuff, it all depends. And like I told you, it all depends on honesty. It all depends on honesty. You know what I mean?
And I don't think I'm trying to be selfish. I've been stressed out about this so hardcore, and I didn't know what to say. And I was just hoping I was going to at least get to home to see my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And then I started thinking about her kids and stuff, and I had to put it out of my mind because it eating me up. And then I was like, well, this other truck and this and that. I was like, okay, well, here goes those questions again. And then the polygraph. And then some dude saying he seen me get in a truck, which wasn't the case, which I think was probably bull in the first place to get me to confess.
No, actually, I can tell you this. Some guy actually did say that. So,
well, that must have happened with somebody else.
Yeah. And we started to figure that out.
Oh, y'all figured out it was somebody else?
Yeah, we figured out that there was no way that could have happened. So we were like, well, he's telling the truth about that because, we got to put the bits and pieces together, and that didn't fit. You understand what I'm saying? Well, let's go for a ride. Let's go take a break. Let's go have a smoke. And then we'll go for a ride. You can show me where the dress is at, where the rope's at. And then we'll go from there. And you want to talk some more? We'll talk some more, man.
Even when facing the reality of his inhumane actions, Robert attempts to look pitiful and remorseful. But even then, He sounds more concerned about his punishments than Emily's family and what they're going through. Robert admitted to kicking Emily mercilessly in the head and face with steel-toed boots. Afterward, he brought her to a remote dump site where he struck her head again with an air pump. Then, he tied a rope around her neck, secured the other end to the back passenger door of his car, and dragged her over 500 feet along a rough, rocky road. Robert claimed the initial fight had been in self-defense, but there is no such evidence. After the initial fight, Emily regained consciousness at the dump site. He had a chance to self-reflect at that time and check his actions, but instead, he beat her with the air pump to make sure that she was dead. In the end, his twisted justifications only deepened the horror of his actions. On March 14, 2014, the New Mexico Supreme Court convicted Robert Early of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. The court ruled that his conviction stands, ensuring that he will remain behind bars. Although his conviction carried an automatic life sentence under state law, a mandatory appeal was filed, but the court's decision solidified his sentence. Robert Early has been sentenced to life in prison for the unspeakable acts he committed against Emily, but no sentence can truly match the immense suffering she endured or the pain her family continues to feel. Do you think Emily received the closure at the end that she deserved? Feel free to share your opinions. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any cases you want us to cover, share your suggestions in the comments section. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to uncover more cases like this from around the world. Until then, stay safe.